What do you think he and Travis were like growing up?
Oh, maniacs. I would say it's kind of probably like my brothers and I, like just sports all over the place, all our friends over, backyard baseball, backyard football, shooting hoops, in the front yard as well, in the driveway, and then just yelling at Mama Kelce, like, Mama, when's dinner done?
Now, who will win a fight, the Kelces or the Gronks?
Oh, that's a great question. But I think it's the Gronks. Let's get on Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce.
Hey, Jules, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Jason Kelce?
Revolutionary. He's been like the most, like, this could be recency bias, but he's made the linemen like really commercial. Kind of like how you made tight ends and like the fun being. He's kind of did that whole thing for the offensive line. He's not only just an unbelievable football player, his stats show that, but he surpassed being a football player with him and his brother and New Heights and their podcast. And he's become something that, like, it's just been fun to watch.
Yeah, he elevated linemen to a whole new level. And linemen never get that much credit. Even though they could be the best possible lineman or best lineman of all time, and they still don't really get featured. And Jason Kelce brought that position, especially the center position. Like, left tackles get way more fame and way more recognition than a center.
And money.
Guards get way more recognition than a center. We're talking about the heart and soul of the line that never gets talked about unless if they mess up. Yeah. And Jason Kelce has taken this position to a whole nother level, like you said, to where it's now materialized, where people want to be a center, where people want to talk about, being a lineman and how cool it is, because that's what he has done for the position. And what he has really shown as well, at this position is how smart you got to be.
Yeah.
Of how smart of a football player you got to be to snap that ball, know where you got to go, make calls for the quarterback, know where the linebackers are, know where the mic is at all time. Get your other lineman. You're in control. You're the second quarterback on the field, after the quarterback. You're making sure the guard knows where to go, where the tackles where to go, all the right calls, making sure everyone lines up properly. Oh, yeah, Jules, don't forget your Dude hat, wipes. Because this segment is presented by Dude Wipes.
Here, you try this one.
Hey,
I'll try that
guess who definitely needs a dude wipe before every game? Obviously, Jason Kelce, because he has to keep his bum nice and clean for the quarterback to get under center so he can hike the ball. So we know that for a fact that he has a clean bum. Yes. And he's got to use dude wipes. I mean, he has to.
1,000%. And he's like, watching him play, I've never seen so many centers pull than I've seen Jason Kelce. Like, I just always remember, you see Jason Kelce pull, go down, make an athletic play in the second level, blocking linebackers that are faster than him, blocking corners, safeties that are faster than him. And he always hit his target, it felt like. Like, he made those plays go, those quarterback runs, the running game, like for Philly. They've been just, he's a dynamic player.
And you're talking
he's
about...
He's a dynamic player.
He sure is. And you're talking about the way he pulls and how much they use him, in that realm of being a player, as a pulling center. Well, what I recognize is obviously his athleticism. You got to have athleticism to do that. But also I recognize how he goes upon blocking the defender, blocking the defensive end to kick him out, how he gets up to the next level to block a linebacker. What he does is kind of like teach tape in the NFL. Coaches probably use his highlight film to teach the guys that are coming up out of college and how to block properly. How he just runs his feet through the block. It's kind of like he's going up to tackle someone with no fear. How do you knock someone off their feet that's carrying the ball? Well, you got to run through that tackle, because if you kind of stop and, throw your shoulder into it, hey, you're going to bounce right off of the ball carrier. While Jason Kelce runs up to the linebacker defensive and he runs through it. There's zero hesitation. And I was watching that just now on his highlight film of all his, of all his superior blocks, and you just it looks like he's making a tackle with no fear. And that's why he dominates fools, because he didn't have that fear and he always ran through. And that's how I was taught actually as a rookie when I had Coach Brian Ferentz. He's now at Iowa, obviously the son of the head coach, Ferentz, who's the head coach at Iowa. And they only know how to run the ball. Like, they don't only know how to run the ball, but they specialize in the run game. And Brian Ferentz always said, run through it, never stop your feet. And then you can tell that Jason Kelce does that as well as a blocker.
I still can't believe he was a 6th-round draft pick.
I mean, is he the greatest 6th-round draft pick of all time?
I don't.
All right, let me rephrase that. Is he okay? I know we got our guy. Tom was is he better than Tom though? I mean, he's better. He's got a better bum than Tom because he's
got a better man bun.
Yeah,
remember he used to have the man bun.
He's got better facial features as well.
Man,
yeah. Tom wishes he had that beard and stash.
He's very manly.
Grow, yeah, he is.
He's a very masculine man.
Let me rephrase that. But is he the best 6th-round offensive lineman of all time? And we're talking tackles, guards, and centers.
Well, who else? Is he the best 6th-rounder that's not a quarterback named Tom Brady?
He
could be. Antonio Brown was a 6th-rounder.
Terrell Davis was.
Freaking. Adalius Thomas.
Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna probably say
he's up there.
He's up there, no doubt. Because how can you even grade like who's a better player overall and who had a better career when you're a lineman compared to like a skill guy? That's really, really tough. So I would say he's the best 6th-round lineman of all times. Is that accurate?
He's up there. I don't know. I don't want to get caught into the like, well, this guy was a 6. He is, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I want
you to get caught up in it. That's why I'm asking you.
He's the best 6th-round lineman of all time.
Yes. Hey, there's this one guy that we just don't know of, Jules, that was really good too, like in the 80s.
Well, that's the crazy thing.
There's going to be a big argument out there, all right?
His scouting report, he was undersized. That's what they said. That's why he didn't go. He ran 4.98 or 4.93. He had an insane 10-yard split shuttle. The 20-yard shuttle was great. He was explosive. He just wasn't. How tall is he? 6'1", 6'2"? He's a center.
Yeah, they're saying he's undersized, but I don't really, think that he is. I kind of got to argue versus that because
maybe early in his career,
more leverage. You get more leverage when you're lowered to the ground, and he's a center as well. His pad level is through the roof. As long as he's compact, that weight still being that height only, then he's fine. And I believe that's why he was such a great player because of that. I mean, I hated blocking guys that were 6'2", 6'1", because they always got under my pads. I had the disadvantage because I was too tall, and then they always pushed me backwards. But just the way he compacts his body and can just fly up underneath the pads of a taller guy, a bigger defensive lineman. I feel like he used it to his advantage, and he's so smart that he found a way to use his size to his advantage as well.
I remember one of the Super Bowls I met Mrs. Kelce.
Really? What Super Bowl was this?
The Kelce Bowl, when they played each other.
Okay.
And
who was she rooting for?
Well, she had the split jersey.
Yeah, but she had to be rooting for one of them, like at least 1 or 2% more. Did you get it out of her?
I couldn't get any out of her.
Dang it, I thought you had the magic touch, Jules.
Didn't have that magic touch. Have no game. But I was asking her, I was like, man, it's crazy. She birthed these two insane players that are going to be playing against each other on the grandest stage. And it was really fun to watch her get her pub during that whole Kelce Bowl. And like these Kelce guys, man, they're really athletic if you watch them. Like you can't. It's crazy that one's an offensive lineman and one is a tight end that's like smooth and rhythmic.
But if you look at it, they're in sync with how their bodies work and how their athletic abilities are. It's just one has a different intangibles and size difference than the other one. But the way they dance, like you saw Jason dancing in the end zone for some celebrations, he can move those hips.
He could.
They both have loose hips.
They got rhythm.
I mean, their parents, the Mama Kelce, gotta have some loose hips out there because how do they have loose hips and they lift and all that stuff and they're strong? Usually your hips tighten up, but they can move.
I would say Mama Kelce and Mama Gronk are up there in Mount Rushmore of moms for NFL guys, multiple NFL guys.
I would say so too.
Probably the Matthews. There's a Matthews mom in there.
McCourty's.
The McCourty moms.
Yes.
I mean, there's a bunch of the Harbaugh mom.
Oh, the Harbaugh moms.
They just poop out football players.
Yes.
Man. He also, I mean, he's part of one of the most dominating plays in recent history with the tush push. And I firmly believed it was because of his get off and his push and his pad level and how he got down. I mean, they were able to transition with Jurgensen and still have that success, but it hasn't been, as of late, the same success rate as when Jason Kelce was there.
No doubt about that. And what really stands out to me is just how smart of a player, he was and still is. I mean, look where he has gone from putting, we talked about an offensive lineman on the map now. And that's not because of just the way that he played, it's because of his post-career as well. He's on.
And during his career.
Yeah, during his career, definitely. And now he's a center stage of big Monday night football games, breaking down the game of football. You just can't do that, because you just play. You got to have the smartness and awareness, and that's what he had throughout his whole career. Hosting a podcast, they got one of the greatest podcasts, actually probably the greatest sports podcast of all time, and he's the anchor of it. He's the one who's firing off questions, hyping you up. When I was on it, it was kind of the first time I had a conversation with Jason. I was literally like, man, Travis's brother. I mean, that's how I kind of looked at him at the moment. I don't call him Travis's brother anymore because
you're tight end.
He's gone.
Tight end crew.
Yeah, exactly. But he's gone. The respect factor is way higher than that now. It's Jason now, and I was literally like, I got off and I was like, yo, Jason Kelce brings that heat, yo. He's got good tangibles of being on the podcast and firing out questions that need to be fired out for the way that he wants it answered too. So you see why, he's so successful as well.
Deep down, I think that linemen could be the most intelligent guys on the team, other than maybe the quarterback, but maybe even in that category. We've always had some of the smartest guys that we played with were always offensive lineman guys, because they got to handle so much adversity. The techniques, communication with each, they're always in their own little bubble, and they all have interesting hobbies. And I'm sure he has interesting hobbies.
And they're all, I feel like all linemen, they're kind of all quiet. Offensive linemen are more quiet. But if you get under their skin and tick them off, watch out. You better start running full speed the other way, because if they get a hold of you, you're done for.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on everything. When he came out, what was he, the genie on the Super Bowl parade? Was the genie outfit? That's when I first got a look of him and knew who he was. And he was balling before that, but that's when his personality was just starting to get across America, I guess. He seems like a great hang. And I mean, I did the New Heights podcast too, and it felt like he was a great hang. Him and Travis. It's been very fun. Released a freaking Christmas album. And I think it got bought a lot. He's very entrepreneur, very smart, very, very baller. He's a baller on the field.
Yes, he is.
He and the O-lineman released a Christmas album, the Philly Specials. Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, all involved, released albums 3 years in a row, and they even collabed with Stevie Nicks on a song. Raised $4.5 million for local Philly charities with the album sales. What a stud.
Oh, definitely a star. What do you think, is his cleanest moment in his career? I would say that's probably one of them, because this segment is brought to you by Dude Wipes. So you got to stay clean when you got Dude Wipes involved. So would you say this is one of Jason Kelce's cleanest moments?
Definitely. Probably raising $4.5 million through Christmas album for the kids of Philly. Let's hear it real quick. Look at Mailata. Oh, shit. He can sing.
This is getting me into the holiday spirit. They can all sing. Jules, this is making me want to start a band, brother.
We should start
but too bad we don't got voices like that.
No, not like that.
That was impressive, man. That was the first time I've heard that.
That was a clean moment.
I would do that I would drop an album every year. If I could sing, I'd drop an album every month. but I can't sing, so I ain't typing no album. Well, that was his cleanest moment off the field. What would you say his cleanest moment on the field is, Jules?
It's got to be. I mean, I just always see him pulling and blowing up dudes. Is Jason Kelce first ballot Hall of Fame?
I mean, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest centers of all time. How can he not be a Hall of Famer?
In our era, I would say it was him and Alex Mack.
Yes.
That were like the two dudes that you knew about.
Yes.
Alex Mack with the flexibility, but it was both because of how athletic they were. They could always get to the second level. And they're all smart guys. So I think he's first ballot. I mean, he invented a play that you can't not talk about in the history of the game. Him and his comrades, the tush push. He's got to. This is going to be they're going to ban this thing next year, probably.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's Hall of Famer.
I mean, I don't know how it works, so I don't know how to decide if you're first ballot or what. Well, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
That's for sure.
What do you think he and Travis were like growing up?
Oh, maniacs. I would say it's kind of probably like my brothers and I, like just sports all over the place, all our friends over, backyard baseball, backyard football, shooting hoops, in the front yard as well, in the driveway, and then just yelling at Mama Kelce, like, Mama, when's dinner done?
Now, who will win a fight, the Kelces or the Gronks?
Oh, that's a great question. But I think it's the Gronks because there's 5 of us and only 2 of them. So advantage Gronks.
What if they said you could only bring in one?
What do you mean?
You could only bring in one of the other Gronks to do tag team duos.
Oh, I would bring in Papa Gronk. Back in the day, he used to just brawl every night in the bars. Yep, back in that heyday when brawls were allowed.
I can only imagine.
Yep.
All right, let's see what kind of dude Jason Kelce is. Boy, well, he's got the athleticism of a stud. You wouldn't call him a freak. At least the scouts wouldn't. Coming out for the draft.
Unless if he was like, extremely jacked and like had a 6-pack. That would be freaky.
He's got that. But he's got that belly, that strong belly. He's got that strong belly though. You could tell. He's got some dog in him for sure.
Definitely. He's relentless. Just a lot of, motivation as well that he brings to the table.
He's got them all.
He does. He really does. But besides, in our category of being a freak, you got to look like a freak.
You got to look like a freak.
Arms just so jacked, having a 6-pack. So I would say he's freaky in some ways, but not the freak that we're talking about. Like how we categorize what being a freak is.
On 3, what do you think? 1, 2, 3.
Whiz. Oh, well, that's kind of like the same thing, Jules. I mean, you got to be a whiz to be a dude's dude. Well, not necessarily, but he is a whiz. Come on now. Like I said, you got to get all the linemen correct, but
on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Dude.
I think he's a dude's dude because he always, you were saying it before we got on the camera, he always has positive energy whenever he's leading. You could tell in the locker room he got along with everyone. He brings the joy of the game in the locker room when he dressed up like the genie and all the mic'd up stuff. He just seemed like he got along with everyone in there. He was a glue guy for that team.
Yep. And it wasn't just like positivity that he was trying to bring to the table. You could tell it was just so natural for
him.
And it was genuine. It was just natural for him to dress up like the genie. It's just natural for him to do stunts and gimmicks, and it's not like they're gimmicks just to do them. Like they're gimmicks because it's like you could tell he has passion behind it, and it brings the happiness to the people around him. So that's just being a dude's dude and sacrifice. He's not even really sacrificing because you could tell he's loving what he's doing, and you got to appreciate that. And the stuff he when he does lead and he does have that positive juice, like it's real knowledge as well that he's bringing to the table.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah, he is.